Former top Trump advisor, strategist, and campaign CEO Steve Bannon pleaded not guilty Thursday to money laundering, conspiracy, fraud, and other charges related to the We Build the Wall campaign. He was indicted Thursday after turning himself in at the Manhattan Supreme Court. Let's take a look at what Bannon, handcuffed and surrounded by officers, had to say as he walked past reporters into court.
This is what happens in the last days of a dying regime. They will never shut me up. They'll have to kill me first. I have not yet begun to fight.
The state charges are based on the same allegations Bannon was charged with by federal prosecutors in 2020 that alleged he and several others had defrauded donors in the southern border wall effort, which raised more than $15 million. He was ultimately pardoned by former President Trump in the federal case. But since this case brought by New York prosecutors is on a state level, Bannon will not be eligible for a presidential pardon. He was released Thursday without bail after his lawyer, David Schoen, entered the not guilty plea on his behalf. If convicted, he could face up to 15 years in prison for money laundering, though prison is not mandatory. New York Attorney General James and Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg planned a news conference Thursday to discuss the charges against Bannon. Let's watch as James spoke to the press regarding the indictment.
Too often, powerful political interest, they ignore these rules. They think that they are above the law. And the most egregious of them take advantage of hard-working Americans in the process. And Steve Bannon stands out as a perfect example of this blatant inequality. He gained power and influence as a top advisor to the former president. And he used that influence and those connections to cheat everyday Americans and carry out this fraud. You see, Bannon was the architect of Trump's plan to build a wall between the United States and Mexico. So when Mr. Bannon created a fundraising scheme to finance the construction of that wall, he basically stole millions of dollars to line his own pocket.
Attorney General James also posted a scathing rebuke of the far right-wing activist on Twitter following the indictment, stating, "After an investigation by my office and the Manhattan DA, Steve Bannon has been indicted for stealing more than $15 million from thousands of Americans for his sham effort to build a wall between the U.S. and Mexico. No matter how powerful you are, no one is above the law." A prosecutor asked Judge Juan Merchant to order Bannon, as a condition of his release on bail, to immediately surrender any passports and to not apply for any new passports during the case. Merchant ordered Bannon to return to court on October 3rd for a status hearing. Bannon's attorney told the judge he's not going anywhere, as he agreed to the passport conditions and mandatory appearances for all subsequent proceedings. He intends to fight these charges all the way, the lawyer said. The donors who were duped out of $15 million for a border wall that was never completed will certainly be watching on October 3rd. Thank you for watching Raw Story TV. Please be sure to visit us at rawstory.com, stay informed, and tap below to take action by liking, subscribing, and joining all those who like their news raw.